Israel Adesanya rompió el silencio, por eso traía este video. Porque rompió el silencio con respecto a la derrota con Sean Strickland en este video en su propio canal. En su propio canal de Freestyle Bender, ahí rompió el silencio. Vamos a ver qué fue lo que dijo. No lo he visto. Lo voy a ver con ustedes porque no lo he visto. No sé qué va a decir.
The realist, grab my new merch at engageind.com.
I was like, wait, you sound like you're at a funeral. I swear, I was like, that was a eulogy.
That was a dagger to my own heart.
Yeah, I heard that. I was like, why you say it like that? What you mean by that?
That was emotional damage.
Emotional. Yeah.
Whew. All right.
Breathe. Why are you sweating?
I don't know, nigga.
Jesus Christ. He's actually sweating.
We back. Whatever. It's out of the way.
Yeah.
All right.
Now we here.
We here. We are 1 week removed from the fight. How are you feeling?
How am I feeling? About the fight itself.
Everything. Break it down however you want to break it down.
How am I feeling? I'll put it the bet quietly confident, and that's after watching the fight. I was like, oh yeah, I see.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
You watched the fight back. Have you only seen it the one time, or have you gone back to watch it again?
Nah, just once. I watched it
and
again.
That was a couple days ago?
Yeah.
What was the experience like even watching it?
Watching it, I was just like, okay, you just gotta fucking pull this back. You've seen me, even if I've had fights that I won, but I wasn't really satisfied. I was just like, I don't want to watch that shit, you know. But I just watch it anyway, just so I can learn from it. And yeah, this is no different. I wasn't happy with the performance, so I was like, don't want to watch this, but I have to watch it just so I can learn from it. As soon as I watched it, and it's the same reaction every time, I'm like, oh, that wasn't that bad. Like I say, even fights that I've won, and I'm like, oh, it probably looked shit. You know, it wasn't as da-da-da-da, and I watch it, I'm like, oh yeah, that wasn't that bad. So this was the same thing. I was like, oh, that wasn't that bad. So I was just like, the way
No fue tan malo. No sé, men. Dice Israel Adesanya que no fue tan malo el performance que hizo. Esto no sé si es preocupante o no, o si es simplemente la actuación. Con Izzy siempre hay estas cosas, ¿no? Que él tiene mucho de actor también, actúa mucho en muchas ocasiones, pero sí, fue un desempeño malo. En el primer asalto casi te noquean. Y quedaste...
¿Crees que este sea el declive de Adesanya o solo es un tropiezo?
Y es que no, con Israel Adesanya uno no sabe bien qué pensar. Es complicado. Lo cierto es que de las últimas 3 ha tenido 2 tropiezos. Perdió con Pereira y perdió con Sean Strickland.
I felt in there was different than how it looked.
How did you feel in there?
How did I feel in there? Like a bad dream. Like, you know, one of those dreams where you...
Lucid nightmare or something?
Like, just like, not even a nightmare. Like, nightmare is like, oh shit, fuck.
That's what I feel like. Bad dream. I was projecting.
Well, a nightmare is like, you know, you're scared. But this is like, just like, why is this not, like, you try and hit the guy and just feels like noodle arms. Like, just like, the fuck? Like, it's not. So yeah, that just felt like a bad dream. But, yeah, feeling it and watching it completely different. And called Eugene right afterwards and we talked to him. Same thing. We're quietly confident.
While you were in there, did the fight go fast or did it go slow? How did it feel?
Surprisingly fast. Surprisingly, I didn't even know it was the last round. I was like, is this the last round? He's like, it's the last round. I was like, fuck. I was like, okay, like, vámonos. Like, you need to do something. So, but yeah, it's just.
O sea, a mí me llama la atención que le esté diciendo todo esto, porque incluso en el último asalto, Sean Strickland termina por arriba, termina ganando ese último asalto. Recuerden que Sean Strickland termina gritándole. No sé, men. Es medio raro esto. Pero da.
Just the way I felt in that fight wasn't Yeah, it was just, yeah. But again, it's just also the way he worked. He just never let me get into my rhythm at all.
Let's talk about it. Yeah, what are some of the things that he and his coaches did well? Because they were pretty upfront. Everyone knew what their game plan, the game plan was going to be. Forward pressure, cut you off.
I
And he
thought they
said
were
he
gonna
Sí, Israel Adesanya sí tiene las uñas larguísimas. Lo digo porque se estaba hablando de esto mucho. Y sí tiene las uñas larguísimas.
was willing to give one to take one.
Yeah.
Súper larga. Se estuvo hablando de eso. Las tiene súper largas.
Yeah, but just wasn't able to like just get my rhythm because of his pressure. He was right there constantly, and whenever I was setting him up, because he's right there, then his coach would help him, and I'd be like, "Fuck." And yeah, it was just good game plan from their end, but also for me, I wasn't able to adjust on the fly. And we can break that down another time. But no, it was his night. It was his night, and yeah, he got it done. I made another dream come true.
Talk about
A ver, esto no me da mucha risa. Esto de que hice que otro sueño se cumpliera. No sé, pero la mentalidad, o sea, como que no me cierra. No me
about
cierra.
how good his defense was, because at some stage during the fight you mentioned that you couldn't find
Yeah,
your jab.
Yeah, even like I said it before the fight. I think his guard is like just real unique and unorthodox. So I wasn't able to find my jab, and I'm able to find my jab. I can find the chin. I'm very confident in that. But yeah, it was just his guard was just good. It was good defense and good offense. Well-rounded game.
Let's talk about the first round. He rocked you and dropped you with a right straight. What was your own initial reaction to that like? Because we saw, people's reactions on the internet. Rogan almost had a heart attack. Like, Rogan's eyes are...
¿Saben qué? Que yo creo que muchas veces cuando la gente se ríe de situaciones como esta, es porque realmente están tocados. No estaría mal que simplemente aceptara que es una situación que lo tocó y ya está. Pero bueno, no lo sé. O sea, hacer un video cagándose de risa no era lo que yo me esperaba. Yo no había visto el video.
I'm okay, ref. But I was literally, I was like, this motherfucker's punching me. Like, yeah.
You recovered well. You came back in the second round and you won the...
Esperaba esto de Israel Adesanya. Me esperaba otra cosa. Me esperaba que dijera otra cosa. ¿Qué era lo que estaba pasando con él? ¿Qué era lo que...? Pero no simplemente este nigga me está pegando. O sea, no sé.
Second round, you didn't look like,
Yeah, again, I don't like to brag about, oh, go to chin. Like, it's a stupid thing to brag about. But no, I know how to recover well from certain shots. I am human, so yeah. But yeah, it was just well-timed shot, nicely executed. It's cool.
Nice.
As I feel the fight slipping away, I wasn't even scoring the fight, but I just knew, like, nigga, you're losing the fight. But in there, it was just like I said, it was just felt like I just felt like my arms were just like noodles.
How did you feel warming up in the back?
Felt better.
O sea, es extraño que él te diga que sus brazos se sentían como fideo y como que no podía golpear. Es extraño. Aquí una vez más se ve que las uñas estaban larguísimas en esta fotografía. Estaban bien largas las uñas. Porque no está la mentalidad de Kelvin Gastelum, por ejemplo, de quinto asalto tengo que salir a matar o morir. No estaba esa mentalidad. No estaba ese Israel Adesanya ahí. Por eso digo que es raro, es otro. No sé si es el tiempo el que te hace cambiar de esta manera o no sé qué será, pero no sé.
I have felt better in the back when I'm just like, fuck, I'm sharp. But yeah, I don't know. Just in there, just felt like a bad dream. And just my arms were just noodles, like had no snap. Had no, like, and it just felt weird. At one point, I was just like, I knew I was like, I gotta finish this guy. I gotta finish this guy. And I tried, set him up a couple times.
Yo sinceramente no creo que él intentó finalizar nunca.
You know, he defended it well. Corner helped him out, guiding him well. And then I just try and find something and don't get caught. Especially in the last round, I was like, make sure, don't get caught. So I don't like fighting like that. I like fighting to win.
Fíjate que aquí él reconoce que él peleó el quinto asalto para que no lo noquearan a él. No para él salir a noquear, sino para que no lo noquearan a él. O sea...
And not to just, you know, not on the defensive primarily, yeah.
Sí, aquí me ponen, es sincero al menos, sí. Aquí, en este momento está siendo bastante sincero, yo creo.
I like to be offensive in certain situations, like in the last round. Okay, we gotta go. But I just couldn't go.
What were your coaches telling you in between rounds as the fight was playing out? Because Eugene said there was a bit of a disconnect with what they were seeing and trying to communicate that to you. And
maybe I wasn't tapped in. Maybe I just, like, sometimes just lag, a little bit of lag. You know, because even after he told me what he meant, and I was like, he wanted me to, you know, when he talked about that, and I was like, okay, bet, that's what he meant. Like, just a little bit of a lag between communications, I think, yeah.
Is that like also you not being...
No le hice caso a mi entrenador porque había un laqueo en la comunicación. Una demora en la comunicación.
Being as locked in mentally going into that fight? Because the comparison from 287 to 293 is like...
Someone said something to me. I think it was AB. AB said, he said as soon as the opponent switched, he said like almost instantly, I was like, I went from, with Dracus, I went like, I'm gonna fucking kill this dude. Like I had this thing about me. He said like when the opponent switched, he just noticed, I was like, okay, I'm gonna whoop this dude. Like I'm gonna whoop this dude. Like going from, I'm gonna murder this motherfucker. I'm gonna fucking kill this guy to, oh yeah, I'm gonna whoop this dude. So that's something AB just happened to mention. I found that interesting. Then I was like, yeah, I did notice that, I guess.
How much pressure did you even feel going into that fight and during fight week?
Yeah, I put a lot of pressure on myself because in my head I was like, you know, I have to beat this guy. No matter what, I have to beat this guy. So I put pressure on myself. There's the outside pressure, but the pressure you put on yourself as well. But yeah, I put pressure on myself, but I'm still kind of like dissecting it. So yeah, I put pressure on myself, but I just didn't have that venom. I think that venom, I didn't, yeah. Interesting, all right.
I thought you'd get the venom from the, you know, trash talk and, you know.
O sea, la mentalidad de matar o morir, no sé si será la de Venom, pero fue lo que yo creo que le faltó a Israel Adesanya. El cuarto y quinto asaltos de campeonato, tienes que salir a matar o morir. Si te noquean, te noquearon, pero tienes que salir a ganar, a matar o morir en una pelea que estás perdiendo. Tienes que salir a partirle la vida a tu rival, o sea, no puedes quedarte ahí como si... No, o sea, no, o sea...
Everything that...
Yeah, like, I mean, definitely some of the stuff, hell, it's not over. The story's still being written, but like, I talked to Eugene about certain things as well, and then we know exactly what to do. Yeah, we know exactly what to do leading on to the next one.
Before the fight, you know, we sat here and we talked about how, you know, in some alternate universe, in some different timelines, Strickland wins the fight. And it was, you know, our job to make sure that...
It's on this timeline.
That didn't happen. When it was all said and done and they announced and knew and, you know, everything played out, what were those, you know, initial emotions like?
Every time after a fight, no matter when you win or lose, you just feel a sense of relief, like, oh, well. So there's no relief of anything, but just like, oh, well, made it out. That one, you know, the camp
okay,
and everything, healthy, fine. So that's the main thing, being healthy, being fine from the camp. And, you know, even though there's all these little things that happen during the camp, but like, overall, healthy, wealthy.
O sea, ya saben que Israel Adesanya al parecer no estaba lesionado, porque aquí él lo aclara. En general estaba saludable, sigue teniendo su plata.
And yeah. Initially, I was just like, oh, good job. First thing I said to him was,
Porque a pesar de que Sean Strickland ganó, Israel Adesanya ganó mucho más que Sean Strickland. Eso quiero que lo tengan claro, ¿eh? Pero mucho más que Sean Strickland.
he starts crying. I'm like, hey, stop crying like a bitch. He starts laughing. I'm like, hey. And then we talked about, yeah, other stuff. I was like, don't bring my family into this today. And he's like, I'm sorry. And yeah, changed his tune at the post fight though. It's weird. I was like when we have like a real moment and it's genuine, it's like, oh yeah.
He's a politician.
Yeah, but still, it's just like, I guess he has to keep up appearances. But I just find it weird how you have a real moment and then like, yeah.
Esto pasa casi siempre, no siempre, pero casi siempre pasa, que tienen un pequeño momento. Incluso Kamaru Usman con Colby Covington lo tuvieron. Tuvieron ese momento especial, si se quiere, ¿no? De conexión ahí. Pero ya después, cuando se separan, cada cual va a mantener su personaje. Es así, o sea, es así.
It's all good. Keep it real.
You still went to the after party, you know, you still, you know, had fun, took photos of fans.
Three of us won, so it's still an accomplishment. Even if we all, like, doesn't matter, like, what we've done, we still have to celebrate because look where we come from, how far we've come. And to be able to even do that, Sydney, 6 fighters from CKB with a new signee, go in there and do what we did is just, it's our presidents. So, yeah, we have to celebrate no matter what, even the small wins. So yeah.
And plus, there's a lot of work that, you know, goes into it, and everything. Let's talk about the boys, actually. I'll interview them as well. Kevin, starting the night off.
Fuck, bang.
Bueno, aquí ya van a hablar de las demás victorias y todo eso, y esa parte ya no me interesa. Interesante. Creo que al principio él trató de alguna manera estar como más chistoso y aparentar estar más contento de lo que realmente está, y después ya se fue de alguna manera, no sé, como acomodando, ¿no?, a la entrevista, y empezó a decir realmente lo que estaba pensando. Me parece que más o menos va por ahí la cosa. Pero está.